Hello, welcome to the Enginerdy show. This is Mr. Pold.
I'm St. Jimmy.
I'm DVD.
Hey, don't start that again.
Okay. We don't want to have that playing
The
through the
second
whole
Enginerdy show is a silly place.
I've
So-
got to block the
Have-
YouTubes with our
Sorry, I was looking
Oh,
at
we
myself
need
in the video.
out that we're on too.
Oh,
I-
how do you tweet?
I don't know.
I think I tweeted before.
I'll do it.
Tweet.
Well, I have our show Twitter, so I'll just
Oh,
tweet out.
Our shoat Wicker.
show Twitter.
Yep. Our fake sponsor this week is Obi-Wan Can Opener. Force your way into any can.
Hello there, ravioli. That's what the line is known for, I guess.
Use the fork, Luke.
That's no can of beans.
You know, we have a automatic can opener on my counter.
How does it work?
I don't know. I've never been able to get it to work for me.
So it's not automatic.
Well, it works for my wife.
Oh,
I guess I'm clueless on how to do it.
I'll, if you want me to, I can tell her that's true, just so you can keep on fooling her into believing that you can't open a can.
I can open it with like a manual can opener. It's just me and robots don't get along.
Those are called rocks.
This just in. My friend has lunch for me tomorrow.
You have a friend?
Ooh, yes, he has lunch for me.
What kind of
I love
lunch?
that. I don't know, but it's going to be good. He had
Is-
pulled pork today for lunch. So hopefully it's something like that.
Pulled goat.
I like
Pulled
goat.
goat. Hey, I didn't
pork.
know I was doing a goat story today for news.
Pulled pork is my favorite.
Yeah, I bet. That's
It's
the
in
name
my
of your
name.
restaurant.
Oh, dude. Maybe I should open a restaurant just for that name.
Or at
You
least get a
should.
sign for your kitchen.
Oh.
Dun dun dun.
What I should do is I should come up with a recipe for pulled pork and name it pulled pork.
Yeah. Speaking of
should.
food,
What-
we were eating something at supper and we're talking about meatloaf.
Supper.
Yeah.
All right.
And somebody was like, "Oh, I don't like eating meatloaf." And I was like, "Yeah, he doesn't like being eaten either." And then I started singing, "I would eat anything for lunch,
but I won't eat that.
What's wrong with meatloaf?
And then on the way here, that song came on
Oh, wow.
the radio.
That
I was
is
like,
not
"Are you
the-
kidding me?"
That's not the weirdest radio story I have.
Okay.
We were driving through southern Utah, I think Moab, and we were listening to a song on a cassette on a boombox. I think it was an REM song, and we stopped it when we got to the McDonald's, walked in. It was on the radio in the McDonald's.
Was it a radio station?
No,
Oh. Wow.
I don't think restaurants play off the radio because there's commercials.
Mm.
We did it.
I don't
the
know.
restaurant
You
I worked
you
at.
weren't there, but when
Mine on the sun?
our
Yep.
friend from Texas,
Might as well be
his
mopping
family
on the
owns
sun.
roller skating rinks,
Yes.
and they get radio versions of songs on CDs from a company,
Mm-hmm.
and so we got a whole bunch of them. And we were listening
So
to
some
those.
franchises have like a special tuner that they can tune into a station
That's just for them?
Just for them.
with no commercials.
I don't know if it's internet or what,
Skype.
I just thought of
satellite.
a
Okay.
great idea for a sandwich.
Okay.
So you know how bread comes in loaves?
What?
And so
you
does
put-
meat.
Meat between bread? What if you had a meatball sandwich, but instead of bread, have slices of meatloaf?
I'm surprised KFC hasn't done that already.
That would be awesome.
Or
I don't mind meatloaf as long as there's not chunks of celery in it.
I don't.
What about the meat on the outside of the bread?
Yeah, you have slice of meatloaf with bread in the middle.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
I don't mind meatloaf as long as it doesn't have like ketchup on it.
Oh, I like ketchup on meatloaf.
I like ketchup.
Barf.
And I like barbecue sauce.
I would much rather have barbecue sauce.
Have you tried mayonnaise on it?
I don't like
I'm just
mayonnaise
kidding.
either.
Why would you do that?
What about Miracle Whip?
No,
Whip?
it's right out.
Do you say Miracle Whip?
Whip.
Maybe.
It has
Whip?
an H in it.
Whip?
Whip.
Whip.
Yes. How many times can we say whip over
Whip.
and over and over?
Twitter.
The H is silent, actually.
It is now.
Maybe the W is silent. You
Ip.
ever tried Miracle Hip?
Miracle.
Hips don't lie, is what I heard.
I heard only octogenarians use that.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. It's not broken.
Now, when Jimmy Fallon gets really old and falls down, will he say, "I'm Fallon and I can't get up"?
Yes.
I hope
Sorry.
so.
I just made up that Jimmy Fallon joke right now.
Nice.
That's very
Brought to you by
Awful
DVD's
of
Warped
you.
Mind.
Off the cuff.
I don't have any cuffs. Are these cuffs? Leaving them up here?
I don't know
Yes.
clothing terminology.
Okay.
I cuffed my shirt.
I'll
Yeah,
cuff
dude.
you if you don't stop it. Oh, a cuff of that.
A little
Enough
bit violent.
It was very violent. Speaking of violence, we went to an wild animal park.
That was violent.
Violent?
It could have been.
So they put the
So
animals
the-
together?
Well,
It's free range hour where we just open all the
the,
gates.
The Bears call it happy hour.
actually, there were no bears.
Oh,
So unfortunately, the information on the website though made it seem like you would be walking down trails where you could see cougars and wolves.
You get to
and-
go to the bar.
straight
huh?
up mauled by a cougar.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought was going to happen, but they were in enclosures with moats.
There we go.
Like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park.
Yes,
Did the
The
fences turn off and you get chased by a
I was hoping
wild
There's a goat
moose?
mat. I'm sensing a theme through the show.
they weren't. So they were only predators in cages.
Oh,
The large herbivores were in a section that you rode on a tram through and got to see them
oh,
on the side of the road.
nifty.
Lady in the Tram.
Mostly saw caribou.
Caribou.
They like to follow the tram.
Oh,
They like to lead the tram. They are all about the tram.
What if you were a person like to wear vests and you like trams too? So you had pictures of trams on your vest.
it would be a
It'd be a
tram,
tram
vestite.
But we saw a moose. We didn't see
Gee,
what
rats.
I
Rocky,
put
why
in
don't
my
you pull a rabbit
hair.
out of a hat? Oh, good.
We saw some elk.
Oh,
They were not standing. They were laying down, and their
Did they have
antlers were
legs?
sticking up. I don't know.
Were they
Maybe they were
boneless?
legless.
I thought he was an elf.
were they boneless?
We saw some bison.
Oh, did they?
Were
stick
they
their head in
bison
your
or were
car?
they?
Well, one of the
Buffalo.
bisons said to his child, "Bison."
Mm.
Yes.
I was a bison once.
We also saw some bighorn sheep.
I was a Madison bison
Oh wow,
in middle
Were they
school.
horny?
bison.
The sheep.
Yes, they were very. Except the males and the females were not near each other.
Weird. They don't want baby
There were
rams?
nerd goats.
Nerd goats.
Yeah. I had a
Um,
bison stick its head in my car window and
That sounds-
slobber on me.
That sounds slobbery.
We had a bison stop in the middle of the road in Yellowstone, and we named him Stanley.
Mm.
So he was standing there,
Mm-hmm.
not moving. Somebody honked at him. I was like, "What are you doing?" He just looked. He didn't even look at him. He just ignored him.
So we went to the red fox enclosure.
For our younger episode listeners, that is from Sanford and Son, based on the comedic stylings of Red Fox.
One of the foxes stood up and said, "I'm coming, Elizabeth. This is the big one." We saw some wolves. They were white, completely white.
Whoa, were they
I found
Arctic?
out that 100 years ago, the coyotes and wolves interbred.
Oh yeah.
So the coyotes we have now aren't like the coyotes they had more than 100 years ago.
I like my meat interbred.
And the recently that they're starting to also mate with, I
Are they more or
Dogs.
less wily?
don't know.
And then they started mating with roadrunners. No.
That'd be weird.
So I ran into a friend of mine while we were at
Did
the
Did you just not get out of the way
wild
fast
animal
enough?
park. Well, he ran into me. No. It was a friend of mine from college.
Weird.
You went to college?
Well, the funny thing is he does live in our town.
Oh,
But
some people
You
do.
only see them at wildlife
I
parks.
only see him when we
In a
drive an
different-
hour away from down.
That's always funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Oh, and also, so we went out to eat on the waterfront afterwards, in the large metropolitan area south of us.
South of us.
Yes.
Johannesburg.
But so we're eating, and these really loud ladies that were sitting next to us left,
Were they matrons or fraus?
which I was thankful for. They were frowing, but they were gossipy and very loud.
Oh.
Especially one of the women in particular was the kind that's like, everyone pay attention to me. It talks really loud. Oh my gosh. Well, you should have seen how that, right. You know, all this kind of stuff.
Do you start
Anyway.
doing that to talking to your wife that way? It's really funny.
I should have.
While she's there.
No, but they left. And then this other couple came in with a guide dog puppy that was being trained.
Oh.
On the tram?
No, it wasn't on a
Where
tram.
they were eating supper.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is a different story.
I have bad short-term memory.
Who are you people?
Was it on the tram?
Normally, I don't talk to people that I don't know.
Why would you?
I barely even talk to people I do know.
I know, I've been
But
told.
for some reason, me and this guy started up a conversation.
What?
And in the conversation, I mentioned, hey, my daughter used to train guide dog puppies when she was in school. And just about then, his wife showed up. And
it was your daughter.
No.
Oh.
But she's like, wait, what's your name? When we started talking a little bit more. And I told her, and she's like, oh, I know. So she knew who she was. She's like, I was her 7th grade humanities teacher.
Well, it's a small world after all.
And I'm like, no way. She's like, I loved your daughter. She was so great.
Everywhere I go, I meet people that I connected to somehow.
It was crazy.
And then you came here, and we were here.
I know.
And we both know your mom and your dad.
Whoa. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was
a
interesting.
sobering thought.
If I hadn't started a conversation with him, then I never would have known.
And you would have been happier. No.
What color shoes are they wearing?
I don't know.
Oh, you're a mechanical engineer. I just figured you'd remember.
No, I was not looking at their shoes.
I was.
Oh.
She was wearing red pumps.
Binoculars.
With binoculars. That was a weird noise.
Huh?
It's a villager off Minecraft.
Oh, yeah. It's been so long since I played that.
I don't have any villagers in my game. I killed them all. I killed them all.
Killed them all.
But not the way you'd think. I filled their town, or surrounded their town with a wall and then filled it with water.
What? Really?
Oh, no, I want to, though.
Can swim.
Can they?
Yes.
But we put a lid on it so they can't get to the top.
What you do is you start their village on fire. You burn down enough doors and they'll be killed.
They build
by
a wall,
the
then you
mobs,
fill it with lava.
That would kill them. I flooded their town with lava.
Oh.
Sounds like something my son Scotty would do.
Yes. In my world.
Yes, in somebody else's world.
I was showing St. Jimmy the nerdiness I've been doing in my Minecraft game.
I can imagine.
I've been civil engineering.
I know how
I
that
built
goes.
locks so the fictitious ships could get through to my protected harbor.
I have
building pipe works.
I have built highways and graded them and everything.
No, he built like the pump house and
like levers.
landscaped
It's not
it.
operable. I might need to get somebody to help me make it operable with redstone or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
It took a while to get the water into.
Yeah, water's finicky.
Yes. All right. So is that it? Oh, I'm getting rid of a kid.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, this
Selling
is
them on the black
his
market?
last week at home.
They've been telling him all week. This is your last Tuesday. This is your last Wednesday.
Can you tell you're excited for him to leave? Oh.
I think he's excited.
We can move the podcast into his old room.
That's gonna be our exercise room.
Oh,
Well,
we can
it'll never be
exercise
used.
while
There's
we
treadmills going in
podcast.
there.
So it's a storage room, you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna start using the treadmill.
I've been using my weight
Just
bench.
make sure you wear shoes.
Why would you not wear shoes?
Just make
What's
sure
wrong?
you do.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
You don't want to get blisters.
Does that get you blisters?
It
What if you
can.
wear socks?
That might work.
Can I walk backwards?
I don't know. Can you?
I've got our GI Joes. We can go play on it like we used to.
Yeah.
Chase scene, and then somebody falls off and they get left behind.
You can.
We should film that.
You could redo the
We
scene from
could.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Tank.
No, I
Yeah,
think
that one and the other one,
the truck where he
with
goes off
the-
the front.
Jeeps. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
ants.
The new one.
The first one,
The new
the
one?
new one, and the which one was the one at the tank? The third one. First, third, and fourth. They didn't really have any car chase scenes in the second one, right?
Sword.
Right. There was
Just
an
the-
elephant riding scene.
No, there was a
Yes.
chase scene at the very beginning.
Oh, the
Oh,
very
that's
beginning.
right. I forgot about that.
where Short
You could
Round
do
had
that.
the blocks on his feet.
Yeah.
That's how
Forgot
I
about that
tra-
one.
Oh. Yeah.
And then the mine carts.
Oh,
What?
you could recreate that in Minecraft.
I was putting down tracks to every single thing I've built, like so you could take a
Tour.
railroad tour of my stuff.
Uh-huh.
Then I was gonna film it or video it and then put it on
That's a good
YouTube.
idea.
Oh, yeah?
You should.
Can you get a lot of followers that way? Or
I have no idea.
would you
You
put
do
it
it
on
for
our
getting
network?
followers? Sure, we could put it on our network.
DVD's time
His
sync.
Tram tour.
Tram tour.
You could just make Minecraft statues of moose and bison and elk, and then have your
I
tram
could.
be it like a little.
I've got
Railroad
half
track
made
around.
plans of a dachshund. I was gonna make a large dachshund.
Just half.
Yes, just half. Which
The
half should I
top
do?
half?
The top or the bottom?
The inside.
Inside
The
half.
inside. Oh.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, should we move on to
Sure.
culture?
Let's do it.
I think so. If we didn't now, it would just be awkward.
Right.
That's the end, and then we'd have to be done. No one wants that.
Are you sure? All right. So, have you guys heard of a thing
No.
called speed runs?
Speed run.
Speed runs. Is that a quarter mile?
that
I live my life a
redundant?
quarter mile at a time.
It has to do with video games.
Oh, it's not racing.
Oh, like people that run through Super Mario
Oh,
Brothers
as fast as
without
they can.
dying,
Well,
with their
That's-
eyes closed.
without dying
Maximizing
is
the-
a good way to get through it.
Finding the
quicker than
minimum amount
dying.
of time it takes to get through, like maximizing efficiency in video games.
Yes. I recently watched a speed run of
Speed
Super
Racer.
Mario Brothers.
The original.
Yep. And the guy, it was from May this year.
Oh, there's a new
2018.
one. So I've seen some. in the
May
past.
26th. He did it in 4 minutes and 56 seconds.
Wow.
That's really good.
And then I watched a 20-minute video explaining how he did some of the things or why he did some of the things he did doing the run through.
Hmm.
I would recommend finding that. It's really interesting.
Okay.
So that's where I got my topic from.
Yeah, so I
Are
found
there
that
things you can speed run? Is that what you're gonna do?
because there's pipes in that one where you can skip worlds,
Mm-hmm.
but if you skip the first one, the second one is soon after, and it will take you way further.
So he did the first one and the second one. One of the tricks that they were talking about is, and how did this work? Oh, there was a glitch where on the level that has this, I think it has the second time or warp zone, the one that you take the vine up.
Oh, right.
So there's a glitch where he jumps and instead of going on top of the block, he's underneath the block
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
and runs underneath that. Well, it changes the position that Mario is on the screen
Oh,
so that when you go, you got to hit the block with the vine, but you go past it and go down one of the green tubes, and it takes you there without having to go through the whole vine animation.
interesting.
Oh.
And it's because the Mario is in a different part of the screen than he normally is. If you're in the either too far, or if you're not far enough, then it just takes you to some other little place. But it was weird stuff like that. So anyway, I guess the first speed runs can be traced back to 1994 with the game Doom. And most of them weren't actually speed runs in the technical sense today. They basically had some online forums where people were talking about, or they would put walkthroughs for people to try to accomplish, and they would either try to do it without attacking villains at all and all this other stuff. Anyway, they had different things they had to do to pass the walkthrough or whatever. And then it really took off with the game Quake in 1996, where they would have people do speedruns through that, but they had to do it on the nightmare level for it to count. But eventually they made it so there were some for.
Did they have competitions where
levels.
you'd have two people on systems and have them start at the same time? And
I don't think so. A lot of it has to do with film or recording what you're doing on your screen. And then
just
posting
to
it to Facebook, and that way it proves that you beat the time, and also people can watch it, and they have discussions about how to make the time faster and
shave seconds off.
Yeah. So the guy that beat the Super Mario Brothers this year, he only beat the record by a couple seconds.
Yeah, the people have been doing that one for a long time.
And part of it is there's a timing for when the level ends. And so if you get there too late, then you have to wait longer.
The next window has to come around?
Exactly.
Interesting.
And there's some other stuff that had to do with that. But
now, what about when they hit the end where you hit the flagpole? Is it better to jump at the top or just to run through it?
So there's a method of landing on the corner of the block at the bottom that pushes him. I think it pushes him behind the screen or something. And so it makes it faster for him to get through. But yeah,
weird.
You should try to find that video.
As the guy that watched 4 hours of Commodore 64 promotional video, I think I would probably watch this.
So they have different terms for like completing the level. So like any percent would be the fastest time period just doing the game. 100% is fastest finishing the game by collecting everything. And then they have like a low percent, which is fastest finishing the game without using special things like warp zones or I don't know, anything that you character can collect that makes the game easier.
What if that is what led to like the modern PlayStation and Xbox, where they have trophies and achievements you can unlock by doing certain things in the game?
It's definitely the same mindset.
Yeah.
Like I got my first on my PlayStation, I got my first platinum trophy, and you can do that by finding easier games. Because I got a Terminator game that I borrowed from somebody, I think, that you have to play through you have to get every single trophy in order to get the platinum one. And I did it, which included going through the game on every difficulty level and completing it. I don't usually play on the most difficult difficulty level on any games because I stopped having fun at that point. But it's sense because there's so few trophies in that game that it was so close and tantalizing to get that final
all you needed
trophy.
Yeah. So some of the things that they use to complete games faster is something they call sequence breaking. So some of the games, I guess you can do them out of order. That makes it go faster.
Like Jumpman?
I don't know if would be a speed run for Jumpman.
There could be. There's the most efficient way to do them.
I know some of them you had to get the pattern down, like with the robots and stuff.
Yeah.
Robot.
They also will use glitches in the game.
Is that considered cheating? Is there one where no glitch times?
They probably have some that are like that. Yeah. And
Can you use
So
a game
one of the-
genie?
One of the things I found was interesting is so in that game, the Super Mario Brothers, the game was set up so that it can only have like 6 or 7 moving things on the screen at a time.
Yeah.
And so if you did some of the levels right, it would not make one of the villains appear or one of the
Oh.
Like a plant monster or something.
yeah. And so the other thing, there was a glitch on there where I think it was level 8 something, one of the plant things will disappear as soon as you get close to it. And so he knew that, so he would just jump on the thing even though the plant was there because it disappeared right before he got there.
Huh.
And also the shape that the computer recognizes the object as is not as big as the actual object. And so he was able to jump on the top of pipes even though there was a plant there.
Because
Because he was-
he's very precise.
Yes, because he's the actual part the computer recognizes as being the thing was
It's-
not touching.
right.
Oh.
So it almost looks like he's jumping through it.
Hmm.
But
That's
Yeah.
cool.
so there's lots of cool stuff like that.
I'm glad I don't waste my time things like figuring that stuff out.
Yeah. Well, it's a hobby people have,
Yeah.
I guess.
And doing repetitively like that would bother me.
I
I
guess
saw
there's
like
worse
trophies and
hobbies.
stuff like on Grand Theft Auto games.
You do it and you're like, oh, cool, I did
Like-
that.
One I try to get all the hidden objects before I left the initial part,
Mm-hmm.
because then you get a bunch of bonuses that show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And getting the last place where you're not supposed to be yet. You know, breaking to the airport and stealing planes before you're supposed to be able to do that, and then flying to places that immediately they send fighters to shoot you down,
Yeah.
and trying to evade your 4 or 5 stars or whatever it is that you get when you're in the place you're not supposed to be yet. And still trying to get all the stuff.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm almost
kind of fun.
there.
Could be a
Don't
time
stop
sink
shooting
for
me.
sure. But I guess there's a whole subculture build up around the speedrun stuff.
That doesn't surprise me. Nerds are nothing if not creative in their ways to bury their time.
Okay, we're gonna call this episode Speed Run, and
We're gonna do it in 30 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
see if it helps people find us.
Well, that's my nerdy culture.
All right.
I'm gonna talk about the Kardashians and hope that helps. I'm just kidding.
The reptilian
It's like it's not even your
race
segment
from
yet.
Star Trek.
I said
Yeah.
Cardassians.
Oh.
No, Kardashians.
Oh,
that's weird. I'm sure there's mashups of the two, right?
What
Yeah,
am I
That's gotta be-
doing? There are something on my phone is beeping at me.
All right, let's do technergy. We're
Yes,
gonna
let's.
talk about seizures.
What kind of seizures? Like taking stuff that doesn't belong to you?
Julius
By the
seizures.
government?
No, like epileptic
Oh.
epileptic seizures.
Have you guys ever witnessed one in person?
Yes.
Mr. Pold has his son had a seizure.
That was the craziest thing because I could not figure out how to
What to do?
dial 911.
Oh.
I'm like, I can't get the phone to work.
That's crazy.
Yes.
One of my coworkers' sons just had a seizure out of the blue for no reason. He's like 12 or something.
Oh,
We went to visit our sister, and our plane had just landed over in the East Coast. And the guy in the seat right in front of me had a seizure. And the lady that sat next to him started freaking out. And then
Yeah, I
the
bet.
doctors had to come, and there's doctors on the plane, and we had to wait to get off the plane because they had to get the ambulance. And when he finally came to, before they got him off the plane, he had no recollection of anything.
Yeah. So
He was very confused.
currently, if you have a condition where you have seizures, you most likely take an anti-seizure drug. The problem is they have bad side effects. So it's kind of like which one is worse, right? And they don't work for 30% of the people that take,
Wow.
need that. So
maybe they just need to eat more salad.
yeah,
Have
seizure
some
salad.
Seizure salad.
So for those people, the only alternative is
Chauffeurs.
to either live with the seizures or get electrodes implanted in their brain.
You could be a cyborg?
Yeah, so-
I'd go for that option.
So basically, the cells in your brain send electrical signals to each other, and that's how your brain works. And there's neurotransmitters, which are these chemicals in your brain that you speed up or slow down the signals, and that's how things get processed. And a seizure is when your neurons just all of a sudden start firing all at once for randomly for no apparent reason. And so the electrodes basically just overwhelm everything with electricity and basically shut it down, and kind of like a reboot, like, oh, you're going to fire randomly? I'm going to shock you into... It's like when your heart is out of rhythm, they'll shock it to kind of reset
Right.
it. It's kind of like that for your brain. So the problem is it requires brain surgery.
Cool.
So there's
Who
risk
could
of...
say they've been through brain surgery?
There's risk of infection. There's, your body might not like having electrodes.
Could they check if I had mad
implanted
cow
in it.
disease while they're in there?
Probably not.
No.
And that shocking is kind of hard on you.
Is it more hard on you than a full-blown seizure episode?
I'm not sure.
I would think possibly not. Now, does it wait for the seizure to happen and then fixes it immediately?
Yeah,
No, it just randomly goes off throughout the day just in case.
I think it senses the seizure and then...
Before it affects you, maybe? Because
Yeah.
otherwise, even if you got that, you probably would not be eligible for a driver's license, depending on how bad it is.
Possibly. So it's supposed to detect the seizure in its first stages before it can expand to take up a large part of your brain. So in certain cases, you basically wouldn't have seizures anymore. But it's not specific to where the seizure is usually. It just kind of shocks the whole thing, I guess. So there's a new brain
Shocking.
implant developed by British and French scientists.
Oui.
They've only done this in mice so far, but instead of shocking the brain electrically, it releases certain neurochemicals that can calm the seizure.
That sounds like a
Also
less
makes you
violent.
crave cheese.
Which kind of cheese?
The cheese that's in a mousetrap.
Dun, dun, dun.
So the cool thing about this is it uses chemicals that are already present in your brain, so your body just
Sugar.
absorbs them, and there's like not expected to be any side effects from it. And it can target the specific area that is starting to have the seizure, so that it's not like a whole brain shock like the electrodes might be. It's just like a specific, like, oh, here's some chemicals that are going to stop you from firing randomly, and then the body absorbs them and you're fine. You don't even realize that you were about to
that's
have
cool.
a seizure.
I know everything I know about seizures from a special episode of Different Strokes, where we found out that their maid had seizures.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. One of their friends had a seizure and it really scared. What's his bucket? Not Willis. Another one. Arnold.
Yes.
Arnold. Oh, that's Skipper the dog.
Yeah. So this isn't going to be available for human trials for quite a
Oh.
while yet, but this could be a boon for people. Even if you are taking seizure medication and it works, this could be an alternative that doesn't have the side effects.
That's
So
cool.
It's pretty cool.
They're making all kinds of cool medical advances right now.
Yeah.
It feels like.
So across the street from us, when we moved into our current house, it's not over there. It's kind of that way. But there's this older retired couple, and the
37.
guy,
I'm single.
the husband,
Dennis and Denise? Is that what you're talking about?
I think his name was Dennis. I don't remember, but his wife's name was not Denise.
Oh.
But
I did say it was
he had epilepsy, and he actually died because he had a seizure and hit his head when he fell.
Man.
And yeah, so it's something that could help a lot of people.
See, getting through drug trials takes a long time, but maybe there's other things that could be done for people with seizures where your body or something you're wearing can sense they're starting to have a seizure and then deploys airbag system or something.
Well, I've heard they actually have dogs that can sense it, and so they can come warn you so that you can get into a safe position. Maybe, put something in your mouth so your tongue stays,
just
so you don't bite your tongue or try to swallow
My
it.
dog keeps trying to play fetch with me. I don't want to fetch.
You can get off the rock wall you're climbing or something.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a mountain climber if I had.
Yeah, well, that was with my Corker's son. They took him to the
So you
emergency.
said corker.
Yeah,
I was trying to think what that meant.
short for
Coworker.
coworker.
Okay, got it.
It's slang.
They called the ambulance and they took him to the hospital and they did all the tests. They're like, yeah, there's no reason. There's nothing wrong that we can find. You know, they scheduled follow-ups with neurologists and stuff, but
He was
was like-
like House. He would know.
well, what limitations? And they're like,
That's the problem.
no limitations. Just don't let him do anything where he could get hurt if he fell.
They scheduled it with urologist accidentally instead of
Your
neurologist.
microphone is,
Ah! My microphone's drooping.
oh boy.
We need to fix that
They
mic
have-
stand
it's
or
about to
give it to
fall off.
someone who knows how to work it.
Hopefully it wasn't like that very long.
Oh,
Well, like ours are hanging, so they don't really have anywhere to go.
You're gonna push your mic all the way in too.
there we go. Put it up high enough.
Oh,
I'm glad this is on video.
he's got a droopy
Hopefully it's in the.
pop filter now.
You gotta rotate it around, dude. It's
Is there a
threaded.
blue pill for this? Oh,
Anyways, they
It's threaded.
told him
I'm threading it right now. No.
no, the
whole
this
arm is
threads
threaded.
into that.
this? Oh,
There you go.
There. Yeah.
Anyways, they told him. They just told
there
him,
we go.
don't let him climb anything or swim
Like
alone
stairs?
in a deep area, so that if he had a seizure, he wouldn't like drown or fall. And so 2 days after he had a seizure, he went and competed in this obstacle course thing. And the only thing he didn't do was the rope climb. And he's been fine ever since. It's weird.
Weird, wild stuff.
I guess if you're less likely to have one if you've just had one.
So
I don't
Play
know.
that game with yourself.
in my son's case, they said that some kids between the ages of 0 and 2 will have what they call
Oh, lap children.
febrile or something seizures.
It's caused by just having a
Oh,
super high
Having a
fever.
high fever. And he
Oh.
was 2 at the time, so they're like, he's probably gonna be fine. He probably won't even have another one ever, and he hasn't. So
Cool.
We're still working on him, but yeah, it's weird.
he's had, I think, 3 ambulance rides in his life.
Whoa.
I've never been in an ambulance.
Me neither.
My son Peyton's been in a couple, I think.
Well, because there was that time the ambulance picked him up for that, and then he had to have emergency surgery where they put him in an ambulance to get him to the surgery place
Oh,
Quick.
right.
quick enough before he died.
That's probably good.
And then I can't remember what the third one was, but
He stole an ambulance.
Grand Theft Auto games don't count.
Oh, I've stolen a lot of ambulances.
Yeah, you have to
Because
to get
you
your
die
body
and you're
armor.
at the hospital, and there's an ambulance sitting
Oh,
there.
it's fun doing the missions.
Oh, the ambulance missions.
you should
Yeah.
try speedrun.
Ambulance speedrun, you have to because it's timed.
And
Sucks when you get way far into it and you lose because
you
ran out of
accidentally
time.
run over someone.
Oh,
Oh,
it sucks too.
that's Technerdy.
Excellent. So I've got 2 news stories today. So the first one, in an area near us, there was a World War II mine surfaced
Oh yeah,
in the water
Oh, I heard about that.
near a
yeah.
marina.
I saw pictures
That's
of it
scary.
being exploded.
Yeah. It took several hours, and I guess there was some Navy divers they swam up to it and lassoed it and
Oh,
hooked it to a boat so they could tow it to a safe place. And they're telling people on land to go in their houses and not come outside for a while.
shrapnel.
No, it's in the
Did
water.
it get wet?
Was it totally submerged?
No,
it
it's floating on the surface.
So if it exploded,
It's not
They
gonna
did
fly that far.
detonate it, and it didn't.
Yeah, there was no
There wasn't a
secondary.
huge explosion.
There was no secondary detonation, so they said it
right? It was
in
a
their-
dud.
Well, it had sea growth all over it, and
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to see
Well,
the
it could
divers
still-
swimming up to it.
Yeah.
And one video I saw was from a helicopter from the news channel, and they were showing a Coast Guard boat, and there's a guy in the Coast Guard with binoculars looking right out because they had to clear a certain amount of area
Oh,
for them to explode it. I noticed on a map that I have hanging on my wall, it's like a map of the waterways.
Uh-huh.
The area where they found it, it's labeled as a torpedo targeting or target practice area.
Yeah.
Which I was like, huh.
There's probably also a former mine testing
Right. Or
area.
it could have been a mine from World War II when they're worried about invasion into our area in
Could be.
Zimbabwe. Which is kind of weird.
They still have gun mount foundations around here.
Yeah.
Some of those are really cool. Is if you stand in the middle and then speak,
Oh yeah,
it like echoes weird. It's like a focal point that
yeah. We found that when we were there one time.
probably with you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. Anyway, so that's the first one.
Hey, that's not
The
mine.
second one, they were doing stories about or studies with goats.
Oh,
Meh.
And
they put them in a library and
Great
said,
Britain.
told them they had a test.
No, but they
coming up.
discovered
They're the
that
greatest
goats
of all time.
can read and prefer the expressions on people's faces that are happy.
Hmm.
So they can tell the difference between
So
a happy
why?
person and an angry person.
I
or
can barely do that.
And goats can find it better.
I can't goatly do it. I can only barely do it.
Well, bears need to in order to see the slow one in the group.
Oh,
I think they can smell it.
I can smell slowness.
Yeah.
I just have
That's
to.
why there's always bears at the combine. Bear coaches, so that they can smell the slow players.
Hey,
I just have to be faster than you guys.
Look at that slow runner.
Weird. The Bears signed another slow player, but they never show up on the roster. That's weird. Anyway, that's the news.
The Bears.
All right, let's do consumption.
Let's do it. That's kind of short this week.
I watched a movie.
I got the
What?
honors.
It was a recent
Again?
movie, King Arthur movie.
Sounds made
It was
up.
totally
weird.
historically inaccurate. I mean,
King Arthur's historical.
well,
There were kings named Arthur.
one of the glaring things was he was talking about being the king of England, but England didn't
What?
exist back then.
No, it didn't.
He was king of the Anglo-Saxons.
Well, the very original King Arthur, they think, was based on a Celt that was fighting against the Anglo-Saxons, I believe.
Oh,
It was combining the island.
see, they didn't have a
under
king
his
of
rule.
England till 9 something. It was King Athelstan.
Apple stand.
Athelstan.
Yes,
Yes.
he sold apples on the side of the road.
Get your apples.
Athelstan.
Athel stand.
Stan.
That's a horrible name.
Athel is like a word
That's
for
like if you're
nobility.
holding your tongue and saying a bad word.
Well, that's how a lot of them were named back then.
Is that what that word
There
came
was
from?
Athelred,
Mhm.
the unready.
Hey. Well,
I think he was the son of King Edward or
oh,
something.
I thought you were gonna make a joke.
No.
Edward. He did-
Richard would be funnier. All right. Cool.
Anyway,
I like that one. That's
I-
the one with the guy from the show Vikings, right? Who plays
I
Arthur.
don't think I've seen the show Vikings.
Oh, is he the guy from?
I think
what's the
I've
chopper?
made out when the show was on.
What?
Nothing.
I'm not gonna look it up.
You can look it up.
Anyway, it was the cinematography was very unique.
Was the fight scenes good? I remember. I liked
Was it
this
Legend
movie.
of the Sword?
Yes.
I've seen that.
Oh yeah, I've seen this
Especially
one.
the montage at the beginning of him growing up from
Oh,
a
it's
kid.
Charlie Hunnam,
Oh, it's the guy from the motorcycle show, right?
Sons of Anarchy.
Yes, that one.
Oh, I've never seen
And
that.
Pacific Rim.
Anarchy.
Oh, I've seen Pacific Rim.
Sons of Malarkey. Jude Law's in it.
Oh yeah, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, he's
David Beckham's in it.
King Vortigern.
The soccer player.
That's isn't. Is that the soccer player?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
English soccer player.
Yeah, he's a retired professional footballer.
There was no football in the movie though.
What did he play?
He played Trigger.
The horse?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
I don't know.
character.
Who's Trigger's horse? Whose horse is Trigger? Is that, Some old
Tonto?
no.
I don't know.
Anyway, it
Was
was
it
a
Zorro?
good movie.
No, that was
Not Zorro.
Lightning. The
Lone
Lone
Ranger?
Ranger, maybe.
Hayo Silver. His horse is Silver.
Oh, dang it.
I bet it's
horse
Um,
was
Gene Autry.
named
no, no, no.
Trigger. That's the first one that comes up. Roy Rogers.
Rogers.
Roy
That's what it was.
Rogers.
That's right. That horse is not silver. Well, it is in
It was
black
born
and
on
white.
the 4th of July.
And died almost on
On
the
the
4th of
3rd
July.
of July.
Whoa.
That's cray. I'm going to say totes cray.
So you watched a movie about a horse.
Who?
Were there horses
About a soccer
in it?
player playing a horse.
I don't remember horses. There could have been.
The 40s.
Seems like there should be.
So retired
I'm sure there's
footballers can
horses.
play horses.
Huh?
I'm sure there was horses.
I don't remember.
He didn't really want to be king, right? I don't remember.
He didn't
very
know
much.
he was king until he pulled the sword out of the stone.
Was his name Joe in the movie?
No.
That'd be a better king name.
His name was Arthur.
Oh,
Remember? It's a short-term memory thing.
Yeah.
what?
Anyway, most of the rest of the stuff I've just been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 5, so
Mm,
That happens.
we're 2/3 of the way through.
you'll make it eventually.
That's what I got.
Sorry, I got a yawn.
It's okay. Swing away.
Oh, I watched a music video by Guns N' Roses.
Which song? Appetite. or,
Don't you cry tonight?
I like November Rain as a song.
as a song. Oh, November Rain. Yeah.
It's a good one. Probably kind of a where I used to be.
So there's kind of a trilogy of music videos. If you watch November Rain and then Don't You Cry and then Estranged.
Hmm.
And then crazy.
But apparently
by
in don't
Aerosmith.
what's the name of
And
it? Is it
Beat the
Don't
Rich.
You Cry or is it Don't Cry? Anyway, in that video there's a scene with Axl Rose and his girlfriend fighting over a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess
It went off.
something like that happened in his life for
Cry?
real.
That one?
Was that
Yeah,
loaded?
don't cry. So anyway,
Huh.
I thought that was interesting.
Well, my wife and I and our 10-year-old daughter watched Signs by M. Night Shyamalan.
Did you swing away?
Signs
We forgot how
everywhere,
funny it
signs.
is.
You know,
I
I,
don't like
haven't
the-
seen that whole movie. I've seen parts of it.
The
I don't
best.
like the part with the hand coming underneath the door. That was
Oh, that's a
creepy.
good part. That's funny.
Or the birthday part, the kid's birthday
Oh,
party.
yeah.
That's
The best part is they're in the car. It's Joaquin Phoenix and Mel
Mel
Gibson,
Gibson.
and Mel Gibson's two kids are in the backseat and they're talking about aliens, and the Joaquin Phoenix character who is explaining like it's just a hoax. It's all these nerds who can't get girlfriends. They make up these codes with other nerds that can't get girlfriends, and they're just
Wait.
trying to get.
what if some of those nerds are girls?
Well, then the best line happens when the little girl goes, "Why can't they get girlfriends?" It's so funny. It's like,
that's what she's worried
Because they're
about.
too busy doing speed runs. No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
but it's there's a lot of humor in that, even though it is
I own it. I haven't seen it in a while. I like it.
You should
I think
watch
it's a
it.
good movie.
I haven't seen
it's
it.
good.
You should come over and watch it.
Or you
We
could
could get
rent it to
together
me. I mean,
and
lend
watch
it to
it.
me.
So I can't watch it. Oh, you want to make out during it?
No, that's just the show Vikings.
Oh.
So then with my two older kids, we watched The Village, which is Shyamalan's next
I like that one
movie,
too.
and it's pretty good. It's
And then you watch The Happening. Oh, just
no,
kidding.
Then you watched what's it called? Airbender.
I don't think I've seen The Village either.
I have that one on DVD.
Do you know the ending?
No.
There's an ending.
Let's get together and watch it.
Is it a horror movie?
It's not very scary. There's a little bit of
Fright?
intenseness at the end,
Mm.
but most of the movie is just build up. But it's
Build
worth
up,
it.
Build.
Dallas Bryce
Don't start that
Howard
again.
is in it. She
Who?
plays
Howard Dice Howard?
Howard the Duck?
No, Bryce Dallas Howard. No,
Bryce
I don't know who that is.
Howard.
Corbin Dallas.
Howard
Multipass.
Stern.
It also has Joaquin Phoenix in it, and what's her
Does he
face?
ever
Night
catch on
Shyamalan.
fire?
M. Night Shyamalan's in it.
He's in all his movies. Where is he?
He played the kid that said, "I see dead people," right?
Oh, that was one of his also.
No, that was a boy that has a girl's name. I'm talking about a girl
Oh,
that has
Jurassic
three
World?
boys' names.
Oh,
Bryce Dallas Howard.
why would you do that to your daughter?
I don't know.
Keep her from getting dates? I don't know.
Oh, she was born the same year as me.
Weird. In the same state.
She's
What?
37.
We're practically twins. I was married
You have
3 years before.
3 boy names
her,
too.
though. I do. Weird.
I was 6 when she was born.
She plays a blind girl in it.
I have 6 boy names.
They should have got a blind person to play that role.
Well, that wasn't.
In Jurassic
This-
Park, that would have made it more interesting.
This was made.
I think this is a T-Rex. How can you tell? The teeth in my abdomen seem like they're about 8 inches long.
This was made in 2004. So that it wasn't a big deal back then. No, it was released on my birthday. What the heck?
This
That's
movie's made
weird.
for you.
Yeah.
How much did it make?
I don't know. Does it say somewhere?
Billions of dollars.
Budget was 111 million and box office was 256
That's pretty
million.
good.
So it
Double your money?
doubled.
Double
Very
your
nice.
money back.
Yeah, it's really good. We
I
should
don't have
watch
that
it
one
together.
on video.
I do.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Don't
Did
you?
you?
So yeah, we just watched Shyamalan movies
Shamalama Ding Dong.
back when they were still good. Some people didn't like The Village. I don't know
Well,
why.
Some people don't like
It's really good.
things.
Has the bad color.
Some people like the Packers.
It's got a lot of subtle stuff that you. It's got a lot of good. Sigourney Weaver. That's the other chick that's in it.
Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
Is she bald in this one?
No.
If
Does
you
she
take her hair
have
off,
a
she is.
possessed baby in this one?
No.
Does she?
I think her son is
turn into a dog.
her son is Joaquin Phoenix
In the movie? Or in real life?
in The
I don't know.
Village.
Just in the village.
Yeah, once they leave the village, he's not her son anymore.
Weird.
No.
And sometimes he runs
Did he
instead
make,
of walking.
Did he do the one with Bruce Willis, Unbreakable? Or
That was Shyamalan. That wasn't
Yeah,
Joaquin
that's what I
Phoenix. Yeah. Shyamalan did Unbreakable, then he did Sixth Sense, Signs, and then The Village.
it
and
was
then
Unbreakable, right? Because I get that one and that football movie with Marky Mark in it mixed up.
Unpassable?
Unbreakable. That was called Invincible or something.
Invincible, that's what it is. Gets me every time. They had what's his name in it?
Yeah, Unbreakable.
Yeah, it had
It's got
Sam.
Sam
Yeah,
L.
Samuel
Jackson.
he's in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I want to see the new
I don't want to see that.
Shyamalan
It looks
movie
scary.
Split.
Oh, I saw
looks hilarious.
You did? Was it good?
It was
Was it scary?
no.
No.
It was
Oh,
different.
Okay, I'm sold.
I think you'd watch it. I mean,
I'm planning to watch it.
I think you'd like it.
he's not blind yet.
Harder to poke in the eye now
Yeah, it's true.
since I got glasses.
I might need to get bifocals,
Arf.
I'm gonna get Bifrost.
or I could do like get the chain that hooks the back together, so you can take them off, and then just have like 4 pairs. Just gotta grab the right pair.
Oh, you
Or-
should go monocle.
Oh, dual monocle.
Yeah.
Like in Morpheus glasses, the hook on your nose with the
Yeah.
one sides.
That'd be cool.
Morpheus.
All right, what's your consumption there, Chuck?
I watched a couple episodes with Chuck with my wife. With my wife, I watched Chuck.
What's up, Chuck?
It's funny. It's really good. I
Oh.
like it.
Never seen it.
Reminds me of something. I can't think what it is.
Have they gotten him together with comedians and done a Chuck roast?
Nope, they have not.
Oh,
Okay.
you're supposed to say Warriors.
Come on, play.
Sorry, he's doing physical comedy.
Have you seen the
There's
Warriors?
a video. No.
You haven't?
No.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I even played the video game.
Yeah, me too. I brought it over to your house. We played it together.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's from the 70s.
I'm from the 70s.
I know.
There was some movie or something that was exactly the same plot. Can't remember what it was.
You probably search for it.
Yeah.
Then I watched a movie called Singing Aces 2.
Is it better than one?
I don't remember what one. I've seen this one twice and I've only seen one once.
Oh,
So if there's a third one, I'll have to watch it 3 times. That's right.
Or maybe it was a game or something.
There was a game that was the
Why don't they just catch a cab?
Who would pick up a gang member in the cab? A whole gang of them. Anyway. Oh yeah. So basically the plot breakdown is there's a CIA analyst that's in a wheelchair that gets a multi-million-dollar hit put out on him, but they're not sure why. Because why would you put a hit on just some random CIA analyst guy? And so all these assassins are converging on the place where they're hiding him. And there's lots of shooting and
Smoking.
stuff,
Battle Royale.
kind of. And then it's really good. I liked it. It's got the guy from that one
Herbie
show.
the Love Bug.
Yeah, he's in it.
Don Knotts?
Then I've been watching a lot of
No,
YouTube
the car.
Critical Role, which is a D&D game with voice actors.
Ah.
It's very good.
I'm acting.
They're very good. Actually, one of the guys played the little kid on Mr. Mom that had a wubby. Remember that movie?
I
Keaton?
Yeah.
remember it existing.
Anyway, there's one of his kids was attached to a blanket, and then he accidentally vacuumed it up.
Stapler accident.
I think it vacuum accident. The vacuum made it.
Oh,
It was a wubby.
how did it?
He doesn't like when
attach to
people
the
bring it
kid?
up on the show.
Oh, that he was Wubby guy?
Yeah.
It's Wubby
But
boy!
you've probably heard all of them in different things you've played. I know, like Battlefront 2 has Matt Mercer and somebody else, Stormtroopers, and so they're working voice actors.
Well, maybe we should do that.
Voice acting.
Become voice
Sure.
actors?
You'd have to live in California usually.
I could use my podcast voice.
I could speak like this. They're really good at accents and stuff.
No,
And sound effects. And
I can give you a
he
laugh
can
track.
do voice laugh tracks.
Yeah, see? That wasn't all me.
Anyway, so that's really good. I like it. They had the big climax of their current story arc. It was awesome.
Hmm.
It was very good. I was like, how are they going to win? It's crazy. But they did.
Lightning breath.
We played some Dungeons and Dragons recently.
We did.
Was that last weekend?
Yes,
We killed a necromancer.
you did. And his zombies horde.
He was trying
Minions.
to
I stick to shoulder romancers.
He's trying to talk you guys into doing stuff he wanted.
and in the middle of all that talking, I just threw a ball of fire at him,
Oh,
caught his cloak on fire, and then we started killing him.
They killed him good.
Because my
Yeah.
character doesn't like the
Blather.
undead and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So-
that's
Who
right.
can blame him?
because
Are you dead or undead? Or do you want to be
because
dead?
of something that killed his aunt and uncle when he was
Oh,
younger.
I don't know. I think a lot of the times our wives are just like, I don't know.
Going along with it.
Yeah,
I was kind of getting into it.
I could tell. That's why I thought I had a good idea for a show. I thought maybe the three of us and LFG could play a game occasionally, once a month or something, and we could have my son DM for us, so I could
and
play
then
too.
our wives can get together and watch chick flicks. Or
Right
something,
while we're doing it.
Hmm.
unless
he
they
still
want to
wants to-
play.
If they want to play, that's fine.
Or Mr. Pold can go watch chick flicks, and his wife can play D
Or-
with us.
I think my wife would enjoy it more if she understood the mechanics of how it's supposed to work.
Hmm.
Like she kept on looking at me like I'm making the game slow, and I'm like, I'm just waiting for you guys to make a decision so I can tell you what happens.
Mhm.
Get
Anyway.
on with it.
And she was confused because between the last time we played this storyline, I'd done a bunch of one-off ones I just made up.
Right.
She's like, "Well, did they save the little girl?" And I was like, "That was a totally different thing." So it's probably my fault for jumping around so much with her, getting her to play repeatedly. But
Jump around.
jump up, and get down. But I'd
So-
like to play.
Okay.
I've been told I'm exuberant when playing. I really get into the
Exuberant.
character. I played
Hmm.
once.
Hmm.
It was fun.
Interesting.
I played a knight, so I had some followers.
Knights
Knights of-
around table.
So I had a what are they called? The guys that give the knight his stuff. Squire.
Palindrome.
Palindrome.
Had a squire, and then I had a major domo, which is just fun to say.
Uh,
That's like your butler.
your cheese, sire.
It's like the bird in Lion King, played by Rowan Atkinson.
Right. Is that Rowan Atkinson?
Oh, was it?
I don't know.
Okay, now we gotta look at
There's a bird in Lion King?
Yeah,
Major Domo.
Zazu.
Isn't that a monkey?
No,
There's a bird. See?
played by
Oh,
Rowan
that one.
Atkinson.
Oh, I was
Oh,
right.
that's funny.
Sometimes these facts jump in my head and I just assume they're right, but
I don't remember there
it's
being
nice
a
to know
bird in
they
there,
are.
but it's been like a lot of probably a decade or more.
He's the
since I've
Major
seen-
Domo.
Does it say that?
Yeah.
He even sings a song.
Does he?
He
Mhm.
helps sing.
Can you feel
No, he's
my
not that
beat
one.
tonight?
It's like I just can't wait to be king. And then the
Here, play a
bird's
clip.
like, I don't want to do morning report.
Oh,
don't play
That
a
one's
clip.
dumb.
I'm not sure what the rules are and how long we can play it and whatnot.
I'll just sing it.
Okay.
in Rowan Atkinson's voice.
Yes.
Bing.
Bird. My favorite thing of his I've seen him do was a skit where he goes down to the beach and wants to change into his swim trunks.
Oh,
and there's
yeah,
a guy
I
sitting
like
on the
that one.
bench.
Yeah.
And he
that
figures
one's
out how to get his swim trunks on without taking off his pants. And then the guy's blind.
fun. Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yes, that's
Sorry.
a good one.
Really? That's not in there?
The
Anyway.
song? Zazu song.
Okay, wait to be a
Zazu can't wait to
kingfisher.
be king.
I just can't wait to be king.
I know which song you don't have to listen to a kid's show if you don't want to.
It's going to play an ad.
Yes, it is.
Ah.
Yes, it is. It's
Kill it with fire.
It'll probably play 2 ads actually nowadays.
Ah,
16 ads.
So I watched
this is
that.
where the monarchy is
And then
headed. Count me out.
I watched a movie on Amazon or Netflix. Can't remember which. Called Corbin Nash.
Corbin Dallas.
No,
Multi-pass.
basically he plays a cop that's searching for all these people who are missing in L.A.
She knows it's a
Corbin
multi-pass.
Dallas Howard. No, wait.
No, turns out there's some
Corbin
kind
Dallas
of evil
Bryce
that
Howard.
is kidnapping people and using them for food. If you can imagine what kind of creature might be doing that.
A rabbit.
bear?
Vampires.
Oh,
No,
you
behind
did
the rabbit.
Rabbit.
And
Oh.
he gets taken by them. It's interesting.
Oh,
It's not the best movie ever.
I couldn't tell.
That's it that I'm going to talk about because I can't remember anymore.
I watched.
I finished the Hobbit book. I need to give that
bits
back.
of
to
a movie that had the guy from Star Wars Episode 8,
which guy?
bad guy,
Which bad guy?
The redhead.
the ginger.
Oh, he's in movies.
Yeah, it was called like Peter Rabbit,
What?
Peter.
and it has all
with
these
the
like
rabbits.
Oh, it's like a
rabbits,
and
they-
rabbits.
There's a live one. Like it's
live
Live
action
live action with a
with
cartoon
CG
bunny?
rabbits.
Okay. I
No,
think
it's
I've
like
heard of it.
modern.
Oh,
It's pretty recent, right?
Yeah, it was all right.
all right.
Had a
There's like him and the rabbits are at war with each other.
yeah, but he's in love with
And
the
they hop
neighbor
about, and
lady
oh.
who is like
I
a
almost soiled my
total
armor.
like she's like in love with the animals and she doesn't believe they should have fences around their gardens because the animals were there first. And he falls in love with her, so he has to hide that he's at war with these rabbits.
That sounds like a weird
And then
plot.
at the end, they eat rabbit fritters.
Pretty much.
All right. Yeah, and that's consumption.
Okay, does anybody have any nerd cred?
Well, I did mention I played D&D.
You did, and you were doing a good job of it. I appreciated your effort.
I give you a D plus.
Instead of saying, I'm going to use this spell, I'm like,
I
stretch forth my hands above my head and I clap.
He did.
And a roll of thunder.
He did the RP of RPG,
Oh,
Yes.
which, as a DM, I appreciate that.
you're on the verge
Appreciate
of
the
LARPing.
effort. No,
I was
LARPing
wearing
involves
a
standing
He's
up.
gonna show up with a shield made out of foam next time.
I might make some foam armor. I'm seriously thinking about it.
I know a park where they do LARPing.
I'm not going to do LARPing.
Oh, okay.
Around here,
I might go to a
I've
con
seen
though.
oh,
People doing LARPing at
goodness.
the large
LARP
park
con?
next to my house.
No, probably not LARPCon.
So
I've never been to a con. I know you guys have. It's old hat, whatever. but
My-
I've never been.
my 6-year-old son goes, "Where's mom?" And I said, "She went to the loo." And he's like, "What does that mean?" I said, "Oh, that's how the British say bathroom." He goes, "Dad, just speak English."
I actually
It's like, yes.
I actually heard a British woman at the wild animal park telling
Ask
a
for the
child to use that they're going to use the loo.
Nice.
I'm like, yes.
Because that was the king of France's name.
Hey, speaking of cons, so I heard that
God.
So I heard that the San Diego Comic Con sued the Salt Lake City Comic Con for using the word Comic Con.
Are you kidding me?
No, there was like $20,000 in damages.
They're gonna have to
and now
sue
they've
like
changed their name.
8 billion people because everyone has cons.
Yeah, there's one here.
It's called a conference, and if it's about comic books, then it's a comic conference.
I know.
But shortening it to Comic-Con was kind of
I'm
their
sure
thing.
people going to the Salt Lake Comic Con were not confusing it with the San Diego Comic
What? I
Con.
thought this was in San Diego. This is a weird address. It says it's in San Diego's in Salt Lake.
Salt
Because they have
Diego,
not. It's not just Salt Lake. They've got Comic Cons all over the place.
Yeah.
New
well,
York Comic Con.
I bet they're going to
Emerald
call them
City
different things
Comic-Con.
now. Like, well,
It's
yeah,
a comic.
they'll have to call it Emerald City.
I wonder if there's any prisons that have
Nerd-Con.
cons.
Con.
You have to
Ooh.
dance.
The Con.
Yes.
Also,
We don't want to do the con.
unfortunately had to unfollow somebody on Twitter.
I didn't unfollow this person, but I did mute them because I was
I
tired of their constant.
Was tired of
stream.
my notifications just being full of anti-Trump rants. And not because I like Trump, but because I don't want to hear about him all the time.
No, you're just giving him power in your life if you're
Doing
constantly-
exactly what he wants you to by talking about him constantly. He was probably 10 years ago thinking, how can I get people to talk about me more? Oh, I'll become president and
No,
do crazy stuff.
He became president because he was mad because they roasted him, and the current president said something about him running for president as a joke, like made it a joke. So he's like, okay.
Okay.
He's the biggest, like, he's a real life troll, I think. And he trolls people all day long, and they fall for it.
They are just
don't
tripping over
feed the troll.
themselves to fall for it.
Don't feed the troll.
You know how I
That's a
avoid
comment.
that? I don't go to Twitter.
Well, it's our podcast
I
Twitter,
know,
so
I
I
know.
go on there and check our notifications. And it's like, oh, there's 6 new things from George Takei talking about how Trump is horrible. I didn't need to hear that. I don't need that negativity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I just unfollowed Ron Perlman for that exact reason.
Oh, yeah. We weren't
But he
following
uses
him.
expletive-lately laced tweets about the president, and then
That's why
some
we
people
call
I
him
I
Dirty
do
Takei.
like have gotten kicked off of Twitter for way less and banned permanently. And I'm like, if we don't start unfollowing these people, they're not going to get the hint. Hey, I was like, it's fun sometimes just to read what stupid people put, but they don't get the hint that they're like running away all their fans.
I don't think most people followed him because of his political
No.
views.
Well, it's like everyone tries to get sports figures now to get into politics. And Michael Jordan said it best. Democrats and Republicans both buy tennis shoes. He's just trying to sell tennis shoes,
Right.
man.
Yeah. Why alienate half the people that could be your fans?
No reason to.
That's why we don't get political here on
That's
the
right.
Enginerdy show. Go. What was
What?
that dude with the big ears
Wait,
But
who's the president?
of Zimbabwe?
I think they just had their elections.
Go
But I
vote
think-
Ross Perot.
The president decided not to step down or something to vote. I don't know.
I couldn't name the leader of almost any other country. Maybe Russia.
What about Canada?
Nope. And
He cries
it's
a lot.
not very far from here.
What's his name? He cries a lot.
He's got a French kind of name, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Babineau,
I don't know.
bourgeois.
I was listening to a guy that
I
was
guess we could Google
speaking.
that.
He
Yeah.
knows
Oh.
French, so he's speaking French.
who
And then he-
rules Canada.
Who rules?
And then he,
I don't
and he
even,
spoke Canadian French. It was hilarious because it sounded like regular hick or redneck person.
The Queen, of course.
Queen Elizabeth II
No,
rules Canada.
It's their prime
You don't want
minister.
to know who rules Canada.
His
you
name is
T?
President of
T?
the Privy Council?
no.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau?
Yeah, Trudeau.
Oh,
Trudeau.
I have heard of Trudeau.
Jacques Trudeau. No, wait.
Justin
Trudeau.
Jacques Trudeau.
Anyway, America's hat. That's their leader.
90% of them are
population is amassed along the U.S. border. All right, what's your nerd cred, nerd face?
So this I've been doing Minecraft, which is nerdy, and I've played D&D and actually ran the game, which is nerdy. But what I decided to do was something I did for prepping for future D&D games. You know those you'll see maps or charts that show the distance between cities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've started developing one for all the cities in my continent, so I can tell. Oh, this city and this city are 837 miles apart.
By horse or foot?
It's the
Right
same
now
number
it's
of
just
miles.
Oh, okay.
So then I thought about adding extra
those
columns
horse
to,
miles
to
or
say
foot
by
miles?
horse and by foot, so you know how many days it takes to travel. And
Or
then I can even
by
build
cart with
then I
oxen.
can even build a dice roller and built into it, randomizing things so that I could tell if you guys are going to have an encounter or not. And I could possibly tie that to a specific encounter list and pull out an encounter just by you tell me what city you want to go to.
You were abducted by aliens.
Anyway,
and
I thought that was pretty
probed
nerdy.
Relentlessly.
On your way to Roswell.
Oh, I should put anyway.
All right, our final segment is feedback. We got new follows and likes on our website by a couple blogs.
Awesome.
Nice.
Lucid Earth and Goalie Riders.
Cool.
And I was showing this other item to DVD earlier, but I was
Mhm.
looking at our download numbers, and they were
Yes.
typically in this range, you know, like that.
Uh-huh.
And suddenly, about, I don't know, a month and a half ago, we started getting up into these larger numbers.
Wow.
So
What does that say?
something happened a month or so ago, and our downloads have like tripled or quadrupled almost.
what happened?
I don't know.
Oh,
We live streamed on YouTube
accidentally.
accidentally a month ago.
Well, our
we would
YouTube-
expect to have more YouTube
I would either.
views.
Our YouTube numbers have stayed pretty consistent, but our
Oh.
downloads have shot
That's
way
cool.
up.
I don't know.
It's a mystery. If one of our listeners knows, well,
Well,
send
I
an
was just
email
thinking,
to
if you're a new
engineerdyshow@gmail.com.
listener, you know, let us know.
Drop us a line.
Yeah,
Ask
let
us
us
a
know.
question. Well, if you
how
give
you
me a
found
news
us.
story, I'll do it for you.
Let us know how you found us. You know, if it was just random or if you heard about it from somebody that listens, or
Oh, we could do Stump the Chump again.
yeah.
We did that a long time ago. Remember? You asked me
Yeah.
about Care Bears.
Barely.
So that was kind of nice because the show that I upload to that all of the pod catchers download a total download number for each episode, but then they redid and that stopped working like 6 months ago, but then recently they redid their website and now it just has a counter on each episode how many times it's been downloaded.
Cool.
So it's nice to see the numbers every week, especially when they're that high.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. So keep downloading,
What
people.
happened a month and a half
I've
ago?
started wearing my glasses every episode.
I don't know.
I went to Texas. You guys had the
The first bump was Granny Theft Auto, and then it went back down to normal for Starring Real Nerds, and then it jumped even higher for Gone Loony, and then the Camp Cast was,
Poor audio quality. so-
pretty high. Rogue Nerds was the highest on here. That was 3 episodes ago, and yeah, we've been getting some nice download numbers. So keep it up.
sweet.
If you want to contact us, like you're a new listener or something, our email address is enginerdyshow@gmail.com. What? Are you?
You don't have to wear a dress. Don't worry.
Okay.
You can if you want to. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter.
You can also dance if you want.
You can either search Enginerdy Show on there or go to theenginerdyshow.com,
Leave your friends behind.
which is our website. And at the bottom of each episode, there's a Facebook and Twitter link. You can listen there. I don't really see the numbers from that. I need to get a plugin or something that shows me listens on that. But also, while you're there, click on our Amazon link to do your Amazon shopping. That's our sole source of income for the show. Unless you we get a bunch of t-shirt sales or something.
I got to feed my children.
I hope you're not
He's
using
got
this
one less.
podcast to feed your children.
Yeah,
I've seen your children. They're not going hungry.
that's true.
Yeah, you can also get a Enginerdy Show t-shirt. So I want to get a t-shirt with the logo, but just the TES part of it
Okay.
without the big hand.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. I'd like to get one of those.
All right. Do you want a sleeve thing that says the Engineering Show,
That'd be cool.
or one that says Mr. or
Well,
Mr. Bold? Yeah, you could wear Mr.
I was
Bold
thinking
shirt.
we could do that and then put the website.
We should get bowling
underneath.
shirts.
We could do that.
I don't think he wants one.
We
We
have
could
to
get
go
band
bowling
shirts
more.
with our name on it.
What?
Band shirts.
Oh,
You're not wearing a band shirt today. You threw me off.
I'm wearing a.
Or is that the Black
solid
album?
Black.
Oh,
Instead of
yeah, you should
Metallica?
design a t-shirt that looks like a band shirt, but it's the Enginerdy Show, and we could put like tour dates on the back.
Which one should I?
We should have a tour.
We should go on tour.
If
We're mobile.
we can go mobile with this.
Span the Void's been doing it.
We
I
could go to
know.
the mall and put up a sign that says "Are you a nerd?" and then give out the white nerdy quiz.
And then talk to people about their
Yeah,
results.
nerdiness.
We get one of those canopies and a table and just set up.
Does the
and,
mall let you just do that?
No, probably not.
Can we do it in the parking lot?
They probably have to
until they
talk to
tell
them.
us to leave? Oh,
We should.
just at the park.
If people
You-
are
you- would you
interested in
guys-
hearing something like that, let us know.
Would you guys not be totally uncomfortable with that?
I would be
Probably.
I'd be
but-
wildly uncomfortable.
awkward.
But it would
But-
be thrilling.
I did sell popcorn for Boy Scouts with some kids.
Ooh, we can
from the
dress like
store.
Boy Scouts.
I've got shirts.
Oh,
Okay, what happened to
goodness.
the ending of our show here? We
We
kind
got
of
off the
derailed.
rails.
Thank you for listening this week. Stay nerdy.
Live long and nerdy.
You have been and always shall be my friends.